Gart, spoke to you in Moldova and we were hoping we'd have this conversation this week. Huge occasion tomorrow night.
Yeah, massive for the club. I suppose no one expected us to be at this stage with the year we've had in the last few months, but 2020's been mad, so hopefully we turn it around and finish the job off tomorrow night. It's a tough ask. Like we saw, they're after putting 6 goals past a team in the last round. That's not done too often in Europe, and especially in the qualifiers and that. So it's going to be a tough game, tough ask, contrasts and styles. But listen, we're going to back ourselves as we always do. We've got a game plan. We'll go out and I suppose show our best side, we hope, and hopefully we'll be smiling again after this.
I think everybody outside of Dundalk thinks this is a walk in the park and a foregone conclusion, but as we seen ourselves in Andorra a couple of weeks ago, these games, especially when in a one-off tie, you just don't know what you're going to come up against.
Yeah, like I said, they put 6 past the Georgian team there, and we went to Andorra, we only scored 1, so that says a lot. Like no matter what you think, and you might think just because it's a Faroe team, it's like with Dundalk years ago, we were just an Irish team and that's what people thought of us. We showed what we could do, so yeah, it's a big ask. It's not going to be an easy game. Like I said, there's a difference of styles, and it's a different style of what we're used to playing against in Europe as well, so it's going to be tough, but we'll always back ourselves with, like I said, we'll drown out that noise from outside, because that's the narrative and that's what people want to say, and I suppose it's easy to go with that one without having looked at this team or know anything about them. That's what people are just looking at. It's a Faroe team and we're favourites, so we should win. That's not how football works, we all know that. So yeah, we don't have that attitude one bit.
Yeah, I'm sure confidence after last week. It was a brilliant performance over in Tiraspol.
Yeah, brilliant performance. When I came off the pitch or after the game, I didn't come away thinking it was brilliant, because I suppose the way we are, I just thought we were decent, we were good, but I thought there was so much more we could give, and I don't think the pitch helped us. It was given, you could see there was lumps gone from the pitch everywhere. It was dried, not wet, the ball wouldn't move on it, so if you want to zip the ball around, like our players are so good at, it wasn't conducive to that. So I always think that there was a lot more room for progression and improvement in that performance last week. But as a unit, as a team, I thought it was brilliant. I thought we worked well. Defensively, we were disciplined. Even in attack, we were disciplined. We created some good chances. And yeah, listen, we did the job, so can't really complain too much. And
of course, we're back at the Aviva. Something we can never ever take for granted. It's going to be obviously completely different tomorrow night. There's going to be nobody here. We're so used to cup finals and 35,000. Do you think that's going to have any effect?
We're all used to it at this stage. We've been playing enough games behind it. It's the same for both teams. So don't like getting into that. Obviously, it's better if there is crowds, and if you're at home, big crowd in here, obviously it's going to be better than without it. But it is what it is. We just have to get on with it. You say this every time, especially the last couple of years getting into the Aviva, is when's going to be the last time you play here. You never know when it is, so you got to count every game as if it could be your last game here or your last big game. And there's so much players for the club here in the team. Let's not beat around the bush that are out of contract at the end of the season. We saw people picking up injuries, and that any game can be your last game for the club or in Europe or anything like that. So we want to make sure it's not our last game in Europe, not our last game for the club. Take control of things ourselves that way, and put in good performances and keep this ball rolling. Yeah.
And finally, I know you are all sick of talking 2016. Every time Europe comes up, it's the stories of 2016. It's a chance actually incredible to think we could be back in the group stages again.
It is incredible, and especially with the year and the last few months that's in it. It's surreal, but that's football. A week's a long time. Everything can change quickly. And yeah, I'd say for the lads that weren't here in 2016, they're fed up of hearing it. I was going to come out with some different word there, but I'd say they're fed up of hearing it, because even I'd be at some stage, and the team that was there and the players gone, you think, it was then the Trove and this and that. And it's a different team now. It's a different style of playing, different stuff, but there's different ways of getting results, and there's different ways of achieving the same goal. And I think we showed last week the strength in this team, and our ability as a unit, the discipline, and how I suppose we matured a bit that way tactically in Europe. That you play the game and the occasion, and sometimes we can't just force our game on everybody, especially on bigger opposition. That you need to you need to give a little bit, take a little, and understand where you are, and then strike when the iron's hot.
Yeah. Best of luck to you.
Thanks a million.